My investigation seems to be going nowhere fast, when one of my reels starts screaming.
Yep, go! Get it! Oh! Wait. No slack. We're on the braid now, we're off the nylon, and it's running, it's just running. Right. Nice feeling. Oh, there it is. It's 40, 50 yards off. It's getting close to the boat. So striped marlin, this. See the vertical stripes on the body.
For a humble novice to sea fishing, this is a landmark catch. Marlin are truly iconic fish, and it's the first time I've even seen a striped marlin.
So, right, we've got very little time. We've got to get this back in the water quickly, but this is a striped marlin. You can see the stripes, not so clearly now, vertically on the body. But, you know, this thing, everything tells you it's just built for speed.
With a body as streamlined as a spaceship, the marlin is one of the fastest fish in the ocean, reaching speeds of up to 50 miles an hour. It has a distinctive sword-like bill that can grow to more than 3 feet in length and is twice as tough as human bone. This super strong bill is used for hunting. When a marlin attacks a shoal of fish, this weapon stuns the prey.
Look at those eyes. Those are big eyes. One very interesting thing about this fish is fish are cold-blooded, but this particular fish, it has heating for its eyes.
A specially adapted muscle provides heat energy to the eye and enables the marlin to capture light more quickly. Like a high-speed camera, this super-powered vision turns a blur of fast-moving prey into a clear target.
Time to go back. Okay.
These natural-born killers are precision marksmen, perfectly adapted to the fast pace of the ocean.
Marlin, that is a big predatory fish. We're drifting by this wreck here because it's the kind of place where you might get predators lurking, using that as a sort of a background to hide against. But every wreck, of course, has a history. And all these wrecks around here, apparently, they are all boats that have crossed from Cuba. This one's only been here a year and a half. So, you know, I'm casting lures around it, but I can't help thinking at the same time, I wonder exactly what is the story with that boat? What happened to the people who were in it? Oh, there we go. Smaller. That's a long, streamlined fish. Is that a baby barracuda? Those are big teeth on a small fish, good heavens. My first barracuda. There's no doubt about that being a predator. Long and streamlined, that helps with the speed, big tail. And that sort of mirror finish, actually in open water, that is really good camouflage. The other thing that's very obvious, big eyes. So no doubt that this thing's a sight hunter. But I am just drawn to those teeth. Even on a small one like this, those are wicked teeth. They seem to be pointing backwards, so anything that gets in there and tries to pull away is actually just going to sink those teeth deeper. This is a small one, but it reminds me of another small but deadly fish that I caught in Botswana, the tigerfish. So there we go, it's a tigerfish. Both have razor-sharp teeth that make surgical cuts to their prey, are visual hunters, and have bodies built for speed. So I think we can categorically say now that we're in tiger country. And here, an imitation frog, and I've got this little clip here which goes under the hook, and the idea of that is it brushes off any weed. So I can chuck this right into the middle of the weed, and then I twitch it, and so the legs actually kick as I twitch the tip. Ah! Whoa! Went for it, but I was a little bit overexcited there. And that was right in the weeds. I'm very impressed by the aggression of the fish that had to go at the frog. That was only a small fish. If that had been a bigger one, you know, you'd have really known about it. Just would have been an almighty splash. But I think a lot of people who don't fish are very surprised by you see a placid bit of water like this, and you just throw something small in the water, and they'll just launch themselves at what they think is a piece of food. Oh, no. Oh yes, there's a fish on. There's a fish on. There's a very gentle take, and it's a pike. It's not a very big one. Whoa, jumping at that. Look at that. That thing jumped out of the water a couple of foot. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Okay, managed to throw the hook. But anyway, there are pike in here. So I've had a pike on the end of my line. That was very exciting, actually. Small fish, but jumping clean out of the water.
Glenn Allsworth Jr. has seen many times how voracious the pike around here can be.
So you've actually seen them take birds?
Yeah. I've seen them take birds. I've seen them take baby ducks and adult ducks.
Adult ducks?
I saw one eat a muskrat once right in this river. And pretty much anything they can fit their mouth around.
Right.
It's not even tempting to get your hand down in there when you're releasing one.
2 weeks ago, I had releasing one by the tail, and it turned around and did a 180, a small 30-inch pike, and it took a bite out of my hand as I was releasing it. And so after it bit a hook already, then it came for my hand after that even. If it would have been a 40-inch fish, it probably would have done some damage to my tendons and my fingers.
If a 4 or 5 foot pike can eat waterfowl and mammals, it seems logical that a 12-footer could be a man-eater.
So what I've got here, I've got a lure that's sending out very, very strong signals. It's a very bright flash and a very strong vibrating throb. And I guess actually that was probably what was happening when that fish went for that propeller as well. Fish on, fish on, fish on. And, oh, that's a nice size fish, that's a nice size fish. Here we go, let's go in again. That's a nice fish. Going under the boat, I don't want to go up the other side of the boat. Look at that, lovely fish. Deep, lovely, clear water, so you can see the fish really well. Right, hold it clear. A lovely Alaskan pike. Just do a quick measure here, and 40 inches, lovely fish.
A 40-inch pike is probably around 20 years old.
The thing about the pike, if there's ever a fish where, you know, the way it looks tells you about the way it lives, I mean, that is the pike. I mean, it's, you know, head full of teeth at one end, not just on the jaws, but on the tongue, on the gill rake as well.
And they have eyes that make them a deadly sight predator.
You can really see here these sighting grooves sort of converging on the prey here. So a bit like sighting grooves on a rifle, and they can just judge the distance to the prey. And they're so wonderfully camouflaged here, just blending into weed. Very long, streamlined shape. And then you've got the dorsal fin right at the back of the body, so you've got a big propulsion unit. As soon as that prey comes within range, it lunges, and once it's in those teeth, there's just no getting away. So just a perfect predator, this fish. There she goes.
Even though I'm fishing from the bank, I'm still making a point of wearing my life jacket because the worst radiation is actually on the bottom of the lake, so I don't really want to be going anywhere near that. There's a fish on. This is a Zander. That's what they call a pike perch. And this is a healthy-looking fish, so this is surprising, you know, not what you'd expect necessarily in this place.
And it's got a healthy set of teeth to match.
Catfish probably are lying near the bottom. They're not going to see much down there. They're going to feel vibrations. Yeah, there's one here.
But I can't get through the aggressive Zander.
One thing about Zander is they have these very big eyes. They are sight feeders. They're really good at seeing down near the bottom in low light.
Frustratingly though, the bottom of the water column is precisely where I'm working my lures for the catfish.
Well, the Zander are getting bigger at least. It's actually quite a beautiful scene with the sun going down, but that is actually what's left of reactor number 4. When I watched this place go up on the television all those years ago, I think the last thing on my mind was that one day I'd be here fishing. I'm actually quite superstitious at times. You know, you do something which actually, you know, technically has no bearing on your fishing, but you have a good result. And here, I suppose it's the equivalent, you know, of praying in a way, talking to the ancestors. If you do that and you have a good result or you return safely, then you'll keep doing that, and you will believe that that is the reason that you return safely from your fishing trip. The people of this village have spoken to the spirits on our behalf, and they say that this is the place to come.
I've been here for 3 weeks now, and I've had 3 hits, but still nothing tangible to show for all my efforts.
Fish on! Fred, the net! Okay, I've got to just keep pressure from above because there's rocks, and I've got to... It's gonna jump, it's gonna jump. That's the float. Going to see the fish very soon. Going to see the fish very soon. There it is. That's a good fish. Look at that. The net, the net, the net. Careful, Fred. Careful, careful, careful. Right, we want to be very careful now. Ready for the net. You want to get the head in. La tête, la tête. Oh, segurez le poisson. Bon. Agora. Okay. What we've got to worry about now is it biting its way out. Okay. We got the fish, we got the fish. Right now, just a moment. Is there anything in this or not? I put it in this morning, it was under my pillow. Like the fetisheur said, it was under my pillow. Today, I took it with me fishing.
Now I want to do something that fishermen never do when they catch one of these monsters. Have a look at it, then release it alive, back into the river.
The mouth is going, the fish is breathing, that's good. And the gills are going, that's good. This water is nicely aerated, that's a good thing as well. Ah, those teeth! That will just take lumps out of other fish, it will take lumps out of crocodiles even, and there are stories well documented of that taking lumps out of people. Wow, there we go. Oof. What a freshwater monster this thing is. What I'm looking at here is the ultimate piranha. Those teeth, just like a piranha's, triangular, sharp blades down the side, and they interlock. They interlock almost like scissors. They will just cut a lump out. Two big differences though. One is piranhas hunt in packs. You know, this is a solitary hunter, and the other thing is the size. People who think that piranhas are scary, if they saw one of these things, I think their nightmares might be populated by a slightly different animal. One sort of diabolical anatomical detail on this fish is that it hasn't just got one hinge on its jaw, it's got a double hinge. It's got one hinge here, it's got another hinge there, which enables it to open that jaw much, much wider. So it can almost open like that and just come straight in.
To me, the mbenga ranks as one of the most difficult fish I have ever caught. But I don't think it deserves its reputation as an indiscriminate killer. Each attack involves splashes or bright, shiny objects in the water, which, to a Goliath tigerfish, resembles its normal food, other fish, and it responds in the only way that it knows. On the way to George's Island, I spot a lot of activity, a sign that fish are feeding. It's a chance to get my line in the water and catch potential suspects. I'm hoping that pulling a bright lure behind the boat will call out to anything predatory nearby.
This diving vein here, that will send it down deep. I'm expecting this to work fairly close to the bottom in this coastal bit of water here. There's also a little bit of a rattle there. So this is actually working on different channels. It's sending out visual cues, but also there's vibration in the water. Floating down, floating, 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 and then down it goes. I mean, that's good. That shows the lure is working well. That nice bounce of the rod tip there. The chances are a fish might first pick up not on the visual flash of the lure, it might first actually feel that vibration, head towards it, then it'll move in for the strike.
It's not long before something takes my lure.
Yep. It's interesting. This is sort of heavy, but it's not really running. It's coming in. Just a flash. There it is. There it is. There it is. It's going down again.
It's a golden snapper, and it's pretty well armed.
This is a very spiky fish. So what a beautiful fish. What a lovely coloration. Big eyes. Suggests a sight predator. Big mouth. Well, that just confirms that it's a hunter. It is a predator. Teeth in there. They're not very big teeth, but that's basically if it grabs something, whatever it is, it's not going to get away. What the locals do for this fish is they use this. It's just a piece of rope that's been unpicked. Something like a needlefish, lots of small teeth, comes along, chomps onto that, and those teeth just get tangled up in all those strands.
Eventually, something strikes.
Okay, stop. There's one on here, there's one on here. Taking it very, very gently.
It's secured only by a tangle of fibres, so bringing this fish in is a delicate operation.
I'm relying purely on tangle, not on hook hold. This is a completely different way of playing a fish. Just keeping enough tension. That's a needlefish.
I can finally take a good look at this fish's lethal business end.
Well, I've seen these in the water, but to see this close up is really something very different.
Holding this needlefish with its large, light-sensitive eyes, it's easy to imagine how it could have been drawn to Lena's jewellery and startled by the Sampella fishermen's lanterns. But I can't take my eyes off that long, sharp jaw.
If you're a small fish, then the weapons you have to worry about are those needle-sharp teeth. But if you're a person, like the snorkeler, in the water, then it's not so much those teeth, it's the whole snout that becomes the weapon, and you just have a very, very small point on the end. And even something that size moving at speed through the water, that is almost like a dagger. And there are numerous places in the body where if that went in just a couple of inches, that could be fatal.
The Amazon River is 4,250 miles long, twice the length of the Mississippi. It is mostly wide and slow-moving, but up this distant tributary, it is quite the opposite. A fifth of all the water on Earth passes through the Amazon, and piranhas and their relatives are found in just about all of it. It's a fisherman's paradise, and it's full of river monsters.
And that's a fish on, there's a fish on. Oh, there it is, jumping out of the water. That's quite strong, that's a strong fish.
I've hooked a predatory fish with dental hardware straight out of a horror movie.
So this is a Payara. It's a relative of the piranha. It's an arms war down there. Everything's got teeth. Everything is eating everything else. And they've actually got those fangs there in the lower jaw. And they use those to puncture the swim bladder of the prey. So it just messes up the buoyancy. The small fish is then totally out of control. It's flopping around near the surface, and these will just come along afterwards and mop them up. And those fangs are that big that it has to have special holes in the upper jaw, otherwise it wouldn't be able to get its mouth closed. So there's probably some very precise engineering going on out of sight that we can't see.
This vampire-like creature shows how evil-looking the piranha family can get. But despite its looks, it is not the fish responsible for attacking people. This is a solitary fish hunter. These smaller predators all attack the lure with a similar bite. But when I feel a much more savage pull on the line, I know that a halibut has taken the bait.
Oh, here we go. It's off. The second it hits the bait, the fish takes off with a turn of speed that catches me off guard. That turned into quite a powerful dive. I'm getting a very disconcerting and characteristic knocking on the rod. The way these fish swim, it's sort of up and down. It's up and down movement.
Bringing this fish in is going to be an almighty struggle.
I can see it. It's quite a good size. We're going to go for the net. Yeah, we all ready?
I want to get this fish on board without injuring it or us.
Now? That end. No. Left. Hey, can you get in and just gather the left-hand side up? Someone take the rod, please. All right, and down we go. Right, it seems calm now. Should we go for it? Okay, good.
It's really green.
Yep. Dorsal fins there, good. Okay, this is a big halibut. This is 120 odd pounds, heavy to lift, heavy to bring in. And having seen this thing thrash on the surface, I can absolutely believe those stories of when they kick off in a boat, damaging people. We tend to think of flatfish as just food for us, but this is absolutely way up the food chain. This is a predator, and if you're in any doubt of that, just look at the size of the mouth and the teeth there. That will just engulf and then clamp down.
Its large tail and powerful musculature give it explosive acceleration. It is undeniably a very odd-looking beast. A sight hunter with two eyes on one side of its face is something I've never encountered in fresh water. Though this one seems to have calmed down after coming into the boat, I don't want to push my luck.
Okay.
Together, we painstakingly prepare a 2,000-foot line. tying and baiting 100 individual hooks one by one before heading out onto the ice. Pike fishes the deep water an hour from town to feed his family and sells whatever surplus he gets. The sea ice we're walking on is seasonal. Although it's a couple of feet thick, it can easily fracture in the areas around icebergs.
If this iceberg tips, you can make waves under this ice.
So the ice will crack here?
Yeah.
Most of the icebergs that plague the North Atlantic come from this coastline, including, it is said, the one that sank the Titanic in 1912. We break open the fishing hole and prepare to haul up 2,500 feet of handline.
Yeah, my fingers are cold already, haven't even started.
Thankfully, Pike is using what's probably the biggest fishing reel I've ever seen.
Only 800 meters to go.
Pike tells me that deep water scavengers often take part or all of his catch before he can get it to the surface. And his prime suspect is the Greenland shark.
Not too fast.
I'm hoping that bite marks on Pike's catch will provide clues about what's hunting down there.
We have some halibuts. Yeah. Fantastic. That's actually quite promising. That's something like 10 or a dozen hooks. 5 fish so far, it's not bad.
This is good news for Pike's dinner table, but it's not helping my investigation. I don't see a single shark bite. But this catch does at least give me an insight into the creatures that share the dark depths with the Greenland shark.
Gosh, that's weird looking.
We call it Tooppyshoot.
That's a deep water species.
Yeah.
Look at those eyes.
You can also live at the 1,000 meters
Right.
in the bottom.
Down there where there's not much light.
This fish has a bony skeleton, but others down there are built on soft cartilage, including the Greenland shark. And this creature,
That is a strange looking thing. It's killed itself all up, but this is a kind of skate. This is actually a relative of the Greenland shark.
We call it Nuliak.
Nuliak, this
It
one.
means wife.
Why do they call it that?
It's a wife for the shark.
as night falls and temperatures drop to 10 below freezing, we waste no time getting back to town.
China rockfish. A lot of fish showing up on the sonar, so this was mid-water. Took the flashy jig on the way down.